What is going on, guys? So today I'm going to finally um, be doing some things to the Red Cat Ascent 18. Um, so I'm working on a body option for this, but for right now we're going to continue to run this one here. Um, this is my badass little truck. I absolutely love this truck. Now, I'm not going to do all these upgrades at one time because I kind of just want to see how they're going to, work independently before I throw them all together. One thing I'm going to do right away is these guys here. These are like, they're silicone foams from Injora, and they're like super soft. Um, Take one of these out of the package here to where you can kind of see it a little bit here. I mean, these things look like they're going to be amazing. They're very flexible. They're very soft. They're, just like a phone. I'm dying to try those out. I know it's a lot of work getting those wheels off because they're beadlock and stuff, and then I got to take them all back apart and yada, 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 but it's worth it. Trust me. The next thing I'm going to try as well is probably I'm going to add some weight by changing the drive shafts. Um, Trying to decide on the other ones that I want to do. I have links, but I'm going to wait on those. I'm not going to do those right now. I have the steering bar. Again, I think I'm going to wait on that one. This is the skid plate. I think I'm going to wait on that one. But the ones that I'm really wanting to do, let's see, these are, I think these are the housing covers, I do believe. Let me get one of these out here so I can kind of see what it is. It's kind of hard to see with the plastic and everything, kind of just all bunched together. It looks like the diff covers, which I already have some that I'm fairly happy with. So I'm not going to change these out right now. Let's see. Yep, that's the front. So the other one should be the rear. Let me just make sure. That's what I'm looking at. Let's see. Yep, okay. So that's the diff covers. We're going to wait on these as well because, like I said, I've already upgraded the rears, or I'm sorry, the diff covers to Trio. So I'm going to kind of wait on those right now because these are actually doing, I think, a pretty good job of getting the weight down low. But things that I want to try are probably going to be mainly like the portal covers. I do have one of these is for the steering servo, which I think might be that one. Let's see. I think that's the steering servo mount. I think that's what that is right there. I'm going to wait on that one as well. So basically, I'm just going to be putting the covers on, adding a little bit of weight there, and the drive shaft. I think that's it besides the phones. So in another video, we'll put on the rest of this stuff later if I feel like it's needed. Um, Honestly, I know I'm going to do the links already. The other stuff, I'm not so sure about. Um, I mean, this is a nice addition as well. It is the front bar here, and then it comes with that little link right there too, drag link or whatever it's called. Um, those are nice additions, but they're not 100% necessary. So I'm probably going to eventually do them because I bought them, but for right now, I think I'm just going to do these here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get one wheel off. I'm going to show you how that works. It's a pretty simple process. I'll do the rest of the wheels and all that jazz, the other wheels later, and get out my dynamite. I think it's 5 millimeter. Get these wheels off with. Yep. So we're going to zing one of these off right quick and pop that off. So I'm unscrewing the screws on the inside here. What I usually do is just kind of ball it up like this, and I stuff it in the wheel like so. Just getting that one side in there, and then when it expands, it'll expand around the whole tire. Pretty easy, pretty seamless. So now, when we go to put these on here, I have several of these to play around with. When you're doing this, you got to be real careful because you got to take off the hex, and there's going to be a pin in there, and you definitely want to make sure you're not going to lose that pin. Now we'll take this cover off. Now it comes with a gear and a shaft on it. So in this gear and shaft, you got to be careful with it because it also has a pin that has to seat in there properly. So I like to just put it back, set that to the side for now. There's another gear in here that we'll need to kind of pop out. Just be real gentle with everything. You'll be good to go. Okay, so got that out right there. So it's pretty tiny. There's two screws in here that you can't see. So we'll pop both of these out. And again, this is 1.5 millimeters. Okay, see how it kind of just moved right away? That's because of those two screws right there. So you got to line up your holes. There's one. Don't want to get it flush before I go cranking down on it. It's going to kind of be easy on this. Again, it's plastic, so don't go crazy tight. You just want to get them snug. And that's where I feel it being snug. Let's get this one the same way. Just being easy with the turns. Okay, it's snug right there. So that's where we're stopping. So that's what that looks like so far. So then you're going to take the one bearing that you took out, pop that little guy right back in there. And what I like to do, which is the easiest thing that I have found, is to just take something like this, kind of work it down a little bit, a little at a time. What I'm trying to do here, I can't really hold it up to camera at the same time. There's a tiny hole in there, and I've got to fit this guy in there. So we got it to start. You can push it in a little more. Try to get it as even as you can on both sides, if you can. If you can see that. Then you want to put your gear, again, you got to line up the shaft with the gear. Like so. Okay. And then these are going to go on the outside like so. And see how it gives you the lower weight down below. Now we got to get that down in there. So, of course, that part's pretty easy. Okay. Now we take our shaft, we put it back on there, lines up right, nice and right? Now you can also change out gear ratios, all that kind of jazz. I'm not doing that. I'm basically just swapping for weight. So I'm going to swap these over to here. Just stick that right in the top right there. And then this will go on like so. But I'm going to turn this to the side so the bearing doesn't come out. You're just captioning, that's all you're doing. Right there. This is from CUDA Racing. Um, it's 4 pieces, 6 millimeter titanium. What they are, I don't know if you could see theirs or not, they're hex extenders. And then they have the nuts that go in to the axle. It comes with a couple of the pins there for the hexes as well. So let me just kind of show you what it looks like on the truck. So that's what it looks like on the truck. It actually gives it a pretty mean looking look. I like that a lot. More importantly, it does clear the brass back here, so I shouldn't have any problems using these on this truck. So, just another thing to keep in mind when you're doing some of this upgrading, um, you know, like right now, already got a pretty decent amount of weight on there. I'm not even sure that I want to put all the brass upgrades on there as of right now. I may even wait on the links, because if you look at my links, I mean that's pretty good right there. Anyway, all I was really missing was the weight, and with the weight and these here, I think I might try that out first. So I'm sorry if you guys are looking for um, the links and all that stuff there. I think I'm gonna wait on those just because everything's just kind of like almost where I wanted at, to be honest with you. So I'm gonna get these other 3 tires done, and then I'm gonna mount them up. Put those right there, and those again are 6 millimeter titanium. There's your little part number if you need it. Um, but yeah, it's looking pretty good. I like the stance. It actually kind of widens it up just a touch. So yeah, that's going to be pretty cool actually. So I'm going to get the rest of these on here and then we'll take a look at it and eventually get it out to drive. All right, so there she is. I've got the upgrades that I'm going to put on there for now. And let me tell you guys, that is a whole lot heavier. And look what it does to the flex. Yeah, that's pretty nice. That's going to be badass. So let's go over what we have not put in here. So we did not put the links on the center drive shafts, the bar in the front for the steering bar. I forget what they call that. The servo mount and the skid plate. Have not done any of those yet. I'm going to kind of see where everything's at first. But I do have to say, this is already shaping up to be a nice setup. I may do more later, but for now, I think I'm going to try just that and see where everything's at. Um, I've got those foams, those I forget what they're called now. They're Endura, those yellow foam things, the inserts in the wheels. So I kind of want to see how all this stuff works and just the way my mind works. I want to see what I need and kind of go from there. All right, so we're not going to get it outside to crawl it here, but I do have a couple things set up here on the table. Should give me a little benchmark of how everything's going to operate. So let's check this out and see how it does. Okay, so first things first, I got the truck on. I'm just going to drive it over the drill here. You know, it does that really well anyway, but we'll do that. And then I'll have to put the controller back here to kind of hold the box, but I want to see how it goes up on that. We'll get one tire up. We'll get both tires up. Just kind of see, how well it does. So first things first, let's just get it over this. If I can get it to stay still. No problem. So it's going to actually get me hung up on there because I can't really go anywhere. So let's try the one that I'm really interested in here. So this one here, I just kind of want to, let's come up on a straight first. We'll just take it slow, see what she'll do. No problem, obviously. Now let's just put one wheel up. So let's scoot this back a little bit. Something like that. and we'll just see about getting one wheel up so we can see what the flex is going to be. Box is moving all around. See if I can get it to hold a little bit better, guys. That's a little bit better. Okay, let's stop it right there. See a couple things here. So the outer fender wells or whatever is going to hit the tires. I'm not real worried about that. I can always trim those down. But, I mean, look at the flex on it. That is a lot nicer. Now, one thing that is probably still going to be a little bit of an issue is down here where what I'm talking about, where the portals are. See how they got those hangers out over there? I thought about possibly even buying with the new Apex that's out, maybe just buying some of the axles, because they don't have the hangout pieces like that. They're a little bit different design. Plus, they got high steering, which would give me more steering. Really don't need it on this truck, but it'd be kind of cool to have. And that's a massive weight upgrade for this guy here. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting it out on the rocks. So what we'll do in the next video here is we'll get it out on the rocks and we'll put it through a real test and see how it will really climb and flex and everything else there. So yeah, man, I'm looking forward to seeing that. So hopefully you guys stick around for that. I'll try to get that out another week or so, and we'll just kind of see what this thing will do. I'm already really liking what I'm seeing so far. And these are just mild upgrades, guys. It's just brass, adding a little bit of weight. Um, and it's a tremendous difference already. So the truck already drives a little bit different. I want to see what it'll do when we get it outside. So yeah, man, stay tuned. Appreciate everybody watching.